Thanks for joining us on a multi-part series focused around the City Superintendent's Office and all of the different departments and variations of the work that goes into that position. This is part one, and we'll be discussing the water bill with City Superintendent Mac Dunn. Welcome back, and now I'm joined with our City Superintendent, Mr. Mac Dunn. Mac, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So let's start out with, first of all, what is a city superintendent?
Good question. I didn't know until I signed the dotted line. Basically, I oversee the operations of the city.
Okay.
I do everything from take care of the situations either on the street, water, sewer. People that come into City Hall, they have complaints. I'm usually, if the mayor, either the mayor or myself will address those issues as they come in. And you just never know. It's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Every day is an adventure.
Well, that's nice, because I don't think I'd want a job where it was the same mundane thing every day.
It is different.
And it is different for you.
It is different, yes.
So you oversee all the different departments. That would include our utility department.
Correct.
Which we've done a video recently with Heather Staggs of the utility office. Great group of girls over there.
They're
gals,
wonderful.
I say girls, but great group of ladies.
Great one.
So let's talk a little bit, because that's been a big focus. Lots of people are talking about my water bill's high, my water bill's high. Is it the water bill? What all does that entail? And why is it high? Let's just dig in.
Everyone does call it a water bill. The reality of the situation is 2/3 of the bill is either sanitary or storm water. That's 2/3. A third of it is water. There was a study done on our sewer, our wastewater treatment plant in 2016, and they were trying to figure out where we were at, what we were going to need for the future. They hadn't raised rates in almost 15 years.
On all of those areas.
On all of it, and we were way behind the curve on that thing. Part of the thing about the most expensive is the sanitary portion.
Okay, and let's just break that down. That is just sewer, bathroom, right? When you go to the restroom.
That is sanitary and storm water. We got to get rid of both of them.
Okay. And then storm, that's the watershed off your roof.
Yep.
It goes down through your gutters to your downspout. It's got to drain somewhere in the street.
Correct.
That's those two things. Okay.
Correct. About 2/3, as I said, about 2/3 of the bill is either sanitary or storm. In August 19th of 2019, the council voted to raise the sewer portion of the bill. And it was a very substantial increase. It was 70%, but they were playing catch up with all the needs. So that was a big hit, and that became effective October, November. Huge increase.
So let's pause there.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's never a popular thing for anyone to raise rates, taxes, etc.
Right.
So not disparaging past administrations, but is that possibly why that didn't happen? Because it's not easy, and now we're paying for that.
Utilities are underground, and it's a can that's easily kicked down the road. And it's unpleasant. It's expensive, but it's necessary. I give the previous administration credit for addressing it. They took a look at it. They realized that they had to do something. Just with the sanitary sewers, we have 11 lift stations. We live in a hilly, the topography, you've got to have these lift stations
to get it up.
To get it out into the wastewater treatment facility. Every one of these lift stations has 2 or 3 motors. Most of them have a backup generator, because when the power goes out, you have got to keep that operating. People don't wait. So you've got to keep everything flowing. The wastewater treatment plant itself is an expensive operation. Just the electricity. If you ever went down there, all the motors they have running, the electricity alone is around $10,000 a month just for our wastewater treatment plant.
Wow.
So it's an expensive proposition to begin with, and then you have the state of Indiana mandating new things. For example, we have to start taking the phosphorus out of our wastewater before we discharge anything into the river. Of course, it's got to be clean. We've got to remove the phosphorus out, and we didn't used to do that. Phosphorus comes from everything from laundry detergents to the chemicals that the farmers use on the fields to the chemicals that we use in fertilizing our own grass. That somehow will get into infiltration into the sewer lines, ends up at the wastewater treatment plant, and the state is saying, you got to take that out. So we're in the process of putting $1 million plus addition onto our wastewater treatment plant so we can remove the phosphorus. The chemicals we think are going to be about $100,000 to $125,000 a year that we need to remove the phosphorus. Wow. So all of this takes money. It's inexpensive, but
and it's mandated by the state.
You have to, and what I'm really proud of is at the end of the day, what ends up going back into the river is 95% pure. It's probably cleaner than the natural river water itself, what we're putting back into the river. And it's probably cleaner than 80 or 85% of the drinking water in the world, what we're putting back into the river. So we're not contaminating, we're being good stewards, but there's a price. There's a price tag that goes along with being a good steward. We have 3 full-time people at our wastewater treatment plant, Phil McClary, Chase Bentley, and Jason Selch, and they do a wonderful job. They really run a really tight ship down there. It's a neat operation. For what they have to deal with, they do a good job.
Is that where the charcoal thing is? The big
tank?
Nope,
that's in our water.
Oh, okay, because we're going to be doing
treatment
interview there.
Yep. So that's the situation. That's why we had to raise the sewer portion of the bill so much, we have to have the money to treat the stuff.